you know, there's these stories about gifted people and people that, it makes me think of movies where, you know, there's the gifted kids and they're getting chased down by the government because there's psychic abilities and stuff. Like, I think some of us really are that, and possibly myself. So a month ago or so, I borrowed this lady's jumper cables or jumper box because my truck needed to get jumped and the battery was dead. But here's the thing, I kept it in my truck, and so I kept it in my truck the whole, like, ever since, like, and it's been about a month and I never put it back in her garage. And then I kept having to use it for a couple weeks. Every now and then my battery would die. And so what ended up happening was a couple weeks went by and I haven't had to use it. But I still had it in the truck. It might have been longer than that, you know, and battery's been working fine. Truck's been charged, you know, cranking right up for the past couple weeks. No problem. And so, no problem at all. And it's just been tucked away in the back seat there. But today she asked me if I would clean out the storage compartment in the camper. And she said she wants all the stuff in her camper, because she's getting a new camper. She wants all the stuff out of there and put in the totes. And she was like, everything. She was like, including the, you know, the air pressure thing, the battery jumper, this thing. And like, she didn't know that I had it in my truck this whole time. I mean, she wouldn't have cared, but if I was using it like that. But my point is, you know, it's been in my truck this whole time, and then I figured, well, since I'm doing that, I might as well go ahead and put the battery jump box back into, you can probably see where I'm going with this. I figured, well, I might as well go ahead and, especially since my truck's been cranking, you know, I'll go ahead and get it out of my truck and put it in with her stuff. Well, as you can see, I did that this evening, about an hour ago, and as soon as I put it away in her stuff and put it in her garage, I can go to my truck and the battery's dead. So the thing that I'm talking about regarding this phenomenon, and that I spoke about just now at the beginning of the video, it's like there are special people that appear to have special powers. And how can you, like, and our gifts, it's like our gifts are repressed. And anyways, one of the things that we always experience, and my phone's almost dead, it's on 5%. One of the things we experience is just continual, never stops, ongoing, never stops, continual freaking circumstances just like this one. You know, throughout my life I've met people and been in different types of relationships with people, like friendships, you know what I'm saying, work relationships, you know, So I know all kinds of tons of people in tons of situations, and everybody can say they've had some kind of odd thing happen, and it occurs at some odd time, right? Everybody can say that. Like the story I just told, everybody can say, well, you know, I've had things like that happen to me too. You know, everybody has a story. Everybody probably has more than one story like that. But somebody like me, though, this is a chronic occurrence. It's just always a thing. So I can sit here and be like, oh man, that's crazy and weird, and get all excited about it and be like, man, isn't that some shit? Isn't that the way it always seems? You know, and what's funny is people in the mainstream, like your average person that doesn't experience this all the time, they will be the first ones to say, oh yeah, yep, I know what you mean, man. It seems to always be that way. It seems to always happen that way. Yeah, man, it's always like that, ain't it? But I honestly don't believe that it really is like that for most people. I honestly believe that most people don't have these anomalies and synchronicities happen to them all the time. I believe that, and there's no, I'm not trying to say I'm special. I'm not trying to say I'm special or like I do believe that there's some people that just can't be real. They're NPCs, right? And then there's some real people, right? And I think that anybody that breaks free and cracks this programming, crack out of the shell of your programming, you're going to see this shit. You're going to see moments where your battery on your car dies. You start using this jumper box. Then your battery starts working just fine. So you don't use the jumper box for a couple weeks. Then you return the jumper box thinking, this is literally what I thought too. Well, my battery seems to be doing okay. Probably ain't going to need it. That was my thought processes. Yeah, well, it seems like it's good now. It's charging just fine lately. Maybe it was just like a stint of bad luck, or, battery's back to normal. I literally thought that. Like, perhaps my battery's back to just normal. Maybe because we had some cold weather, right? But then the same day I put it back into, just an hour ago, I stow it away, and then the first thing that happens is get to my truck, the battery's dead again, and now I'm using the box again. It's like, ugh, shit, you know what I'm saying? Now, let's bring it down to earth. Let's bring it down to earth and get grounded, and let's just call it what is at surface level. I have a bad battery, and it's just coincidence, right? It's hard to believe it's just coincidence, but I'm just saying from just a merely logical perspective, like, the battery charged for a while, and then it decided not to charge, or I could be the beginning of a bad alternator, but something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go get my battery checked. But anyways, just had to. It's so weird though, man. And I'm not frustrated. I'm not. It may sound like I'm frustrated. Maybe there's a small part of me that's frustrated. I don't know, but I'm just saying it's like Jesus Christ, man. It's like. But I'm also aware of all the bad things that have happened, and they're always anomalous. They're always fluke and freaky, and on top of that, a lot of the things that have happened, the anomalous things that have happened, are always things that aren't just merely anomalous or out of the ordinary. They're always things that can hinder me. it's not just randomness. It's not just random or anomalous things. It's always, most of the time, things that will hinder me in life. Like, you know, say you're a very talented person, and I'm going off on my usual stuff right now, but say that you're a creative and talented person, and if you just manage to work your way into a position where you can express that creativity, and let's say that you're someone like me and you're just naturally like a person that people, when you get around people, just naturally like they like you, like they like being around you. You could tell people, and it's healthy and okay to say that, you know, when you get around people, you know, that they like you, you know what I mean? It's okay and healthy to be able to just say that, you know, that people like you, and that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm aware that when I get to present the true authentic side of myself, that people generally like me. They like, and I often am naturally just an entertainer and a creative person. Like, when I get around people, you know, people enjoy my company. I'm an entertaining person. I'm someone that people think is interesting. And if I ever got lucky and went viral, I know that a lot of people, if I got to demonstrate my true authentic talents and gifts to the world, I know that I will be liked. I know that I will be liked, and I'll be someone who, you know, people find interesting, you know, and stuff. I've lived it at a micro level, okay? That's what I'm saying. I've lived it at a micro level. And so I know that if I ever went viral, or if eventually I worked myself to a position to where I get to do what I want with my life and all that stuff, and express myself, then I will be successful at it. And I will draw in more and more people that resonate on a healthy frequency and a positive frequency, right? And but then the reality, the dark reality says, whoa, we need to make sure that that doesn't happen, because you might wake people up. Because somebody like me is going to wake people up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like me is legitimately going to wake people up, in my opinion. And the more I get exposed to the world, the more it's going to wake up others, and the more they're going to become more aligned with their self. And then they're going to repeat the same thing. And so the dark reality had to make my grotesque, dysfunctional, you know, sadist relative famous in order to put out my light as an attempt. Gives him 1.2 million followers. And that's the reason why. Let's just boil it down to what it is, right? Paradoxically, I will make a disclaimer. I can't prove what I'm saying, and I don't 100% necessarily believe what I'm saying, but I'm just being logical here, right? It's like, what other reason would that happen in my life distinctly and specifically? I'm not trying to make myself sound like I'm some kind of like divine chosen one type of like figure or nothing like that, but I mean, just deducing it logically, it's almost just like that is the whole reason why the reality had to make him famous, in order to make a contrast, to make it look like I'm a nobody and nothing. And then so we see these, like, people like us, we see these crazy anomalies and these wild things happen all the time, and it's just something to, it's all the time. Like, maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe these things just happen to everybody all the time and nobody just talks about it. Anyways, I'm going to the only fast food place that truly exists in the simulation, in the real world, is Taco Bell. I was just letting y'all know that, if you didn't know already. It's the only place, and I'm gonna go grab a couple burritos, you know, for me and my son, and you know, It's the only fast food place that actually exists outside of the simulation. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. It's a joke. I'm trying to be funny. All right, later.